Hello Bandits. Courtesy of the folks at Oculus Studios, I've been spending some time scared out of my wits with the Quest 2 exclusive standalone virtual reality title Resident Evil 4. The developers at Armature Studio have spent some time lovingly recreating this 15-year-old title in an immersive virtual reality platform. For those of you who have somehow never played or heard of Resident Evil 4, this entry into the franchise sees you playing mostly as Leon S. Kennedy, a government special agent on a mission to locate and rescue the president's daughter. Lost in the backwoods of Europe, you'll soon find that all is not exactly well, which is going to come as a huge surprise, and you'll find yourself fighting off hordes of villagers affected by the Las Plagas mind control parasite. Like with other Resident Evil titles, you'll need to focus on ammo management, solve numerous puzzles, and follow a cracking story. If you have played Resident Evil 4 before, it's likely that you loved it. While there are some quite obvious changes, there's also a lot which has stayed the same since 2005. Character animations may have moved to the Unreal Engine, but otherwise remain untouched, and all cutscenes have also been preserved in their original format. Core game systems are the same, and the world geometry also remains the same as the original release. Love them or hate them, quick time events are also back. Of course, this version of the title brings VR functionality with stereoscopic 3D, and you'll play most of the game from Leon's first-person perspective instead of the usual third-person. The title has been fully transformed for VR gameplay with physical movement you'd expect for levers, buttons, picking up objects, aiming, and reloading. Resident Evil 4 for the Oculus Quest is rated by PEGI at 18 and above. This one is packed with tense and scary moments even as a pancake game, and putting yourself as the centre of attention in VR really doubles down on the fear factor. There's also a huge amount of blood and gore in this one, bad language, and an awful lot of violence. Overall, of course, it's one which I'm not letting our micro bandits anywhere near, and I'm saying is one for us older kids. In terms of accessibility, Resident Evil 4 in VR is picking up a rating of casual. As usual, this comes with the caveat that it of course doesn't mean that there's not a lot to do, as you'll find hours upon hours of cracking storyline and gameplay. It is, however, an exceptional example of how to provide accessibility for virtual reality games. Resident Evil VR is playable sitting or standing, using free movement, room scale movement, or teleportation. There are a number of comfort options, including a quick comfort mode and the ability to swap hands, as well as difficulty options, which make it a hugely accessible title. It's very clear that Armature haven't approached this as an afterthought, and a huge amount of consideration has gone into making this title accessible for everybody. Still not kids though. And with that stacked up, onto the rundown. Visuals, great. The clips you've seen here are taken directly from the Oculus Quest 2 standalone headset, which is the only place you'll be able to play Resident Evil 4 in VR currently. Considering the standalone nature of the title, I've been incredibly impressed with the visuals, and I think this is an outstanding effort. Audio, good. Impressive again, and the voice acting in-game is great, or as great as you can get with Resident Evil. The music and effects have been recreated with spatial audio, which works incredibly to build tension and atmosphere, and this is only marked down from great to good because of repetitive cries from some of the ganados. Narrative, great. The narrative adventure has not been altered from the original Resident Evil 4. While this does mean there's nothing exceptionally new narrative-wise, it is a story which has been adored by many for well over a decade, and why try and fix something which is far from broken? Replay, good. There are notes to collect and story to discover, little pieces here and there, but replay could have been improved a little. It's not a killer by a long way, and most of us will find ourselves delving back in just to play the story again, but it could have done with a little more polish. Overall, the Pixel Bandits Jill sandwich level for Resident Evil 4 VR on the Oculus Quest is grab it. This is another strong contender for my Game of the Year. Armature have managed to keep enough of the original title and mix that with an immersive VR experience which doesn't need a PC to run it. The focus on accessibility is wonderful to see, and if you do have the Quest 2 platform and enjoy a survival horror, do not miss this one. It is a must-buy. And that's all I've got for you today. Don't forget to check out the extended review at pixelbandits.org and keep your eyes out for more news, reviews and live streams coming soon. If you can spare enough for a coffee, every donation helps us keep Pixel Bandits ad-free and independent, and either way we'll see you again very soon, so don't wander too far.